Alright, so let's center the pivot on it before we forget about it. Okay, hierarchy tab, effect pivot only, centered object, turn it off, and let's name it. I'm just going to call it, I don't know, motor ring or something. Okay, so with that done, we can actually move on and start creating the stabilizer fins here. Alright, just taking a look at the reference. Alright, so again, it looks like there's 4 of them. And it's kind of hard to tell exactly what they look like. It looks like they're probably a couple different pieces, because I think these pop out when it's actually in flight. Okay, so we'll build kind of like the base out of one piece, and then we'll build these little fins out of separate pieces. Okay, so let's go into the front view. Alright, I'm just going to start with a cylinder again. Alright, so we'll grab one on the create panel, drag one out, I'm just going to turn snaps off. Alright, drag one out here. Just give it a bit of height. Alright, let's center it. Alright, so the align tool again. I'm just going to click on the end piece here and hit OK. Alright, we'll just pull it back and go into the left view. Alright, so it's not going to line up with our picture, as you can see, but that's okay. Let's just move it to the back here where they actually start to stick out. Alright, and let's go into the modify panel and take the radius down a bit. Let's do maybe 6. That's probably close enough. Okay, and the height, let's do maybe 10. Alright, that's probably okay. Alright, and again, I think I'm going to use 24 sides and 2 cap segments again. And I think we'll pretty much do this the same way we did this piece. We'll just build one section, or 1/4 of it, and then we'll copy it around. Alright, so let's convert it to editable poly. Okay, and I'm just going to go to polygon and delete half again. Alright, and delete another 1/4. Alright, we can exit polygon. Actually, we probably don't even need these guys here right now. Alright, so let's select them too, and delete them. Alright, zoom in here. Okay, so we're just left with this little sheet of 6 polys. Alright, let's change the color. Alright, so we're going to have to start pulling out the little bracket pieces that hold these fins. Alright, it looks to me like there's probably a little gap in the center for the fin to actually sit in there. Okay, so let's go to edge, and we'll just grab the top edge there and the bottom one, and do a ring. And we'll just hit connect. Alright, do one in the center, no pinch, no slide. Okay, and then let's go to polygon, and we'll just grab this one here and this one here. Okay, and let's go out and just extrude. Alright, 10 is probably way too much. Let's take it down a bit. Alright, I'm just looking over here in the left view. So 4 looks about right, I think. Alright, so we'll say 4. Hit OK. Alright, let's straighten them out too. Alright, so we're going to go into the front view, go to vertex, and just grab these top ones. Alright, move them over again. And we'll move this side up, just so the top's flat and everything's straight. Alright, these guys we can move down. Alright, try to get it fairly straight. Okay, just like that. Alright, and let's grab an edge and do a ring and a connect. Alright, I'm just going to go into the left view for this. Alright, it's pretty much impossible to see. We'll just hit OK here. I'm just going to move it down a little bit to the right. Okay, like that, and we'll go to vertex and grab these top 2 on the corner here and just move them down. I'm just going to kind of guess where this stuff is because I can't tell. Alright, just want to have a bit of a slant on it. Alright, and then we'll do the other one in the top view. Alright, zoom in here. Okay, we'll grab these 2 and just move them over like this. Alright, look in perspective and try to make sure they're close to being the same. Alright, these guys might have to come up just a little bit. I'm just going to judge it by the sizes of these 2 polys here. Alright, so that's probably close enough. Alright, so back to the front view. Okay, and let's straighten up this little inset in the middle. Alright, so we'll grab these guys and just pull them down. And these guys and pull them in. Alright, just so they're both flat. Alright, this is looking kind of janky. Let's grab all these guys here And just go down and hit X on the make planar, and we'll do the same with this side. X, okay, and then we'll grab these ones and hit Y, and these ones and hit Y. Alright, just so everything's kind of straightened out. Okay, let's do the same here. Grab these ones, hit Y, and these guys, Y, and we'll do these with X, and these two with X. Alright, just so it's a little neater. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect, but there's no reason not to try to get it as straight as we can. Alright, so just like that. Okay, and let's go to edge. Alright, I'm just going to select all the edges along the front. Okay, those 8 there, and I'm just going to hold shift and just drag them on the Y out a bit, just to start making this longer. Okay, and we'll look in the left view. Alright, so I'm just going to pull that loop all the way down to the end until it touches our little ring piece. Okay, just like that. Alright, and when we clone this over, we'll have our little space in between the two tabs for our little fin to sit in. Alright, so that doesn't look too bad. Alright, let's take another look at the reference. Alright, so it's got some sort of a pin or something there. I can't really tell what that is. Okay, so before we actually clone it, let's go and add that. Alright, so we'll go into the left view and just zoom in here on the tab piece. Alright, we'll just make something really simple. It's a pretty small detail, and again, I can't really tell what it looks like, so let's just grab another cylinder. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, so it's just before it starts to slant in. Alright, so we'll put it right here. Alright, it's going to go into wireframe and just drag out a little cylinder. Okay, give it a little bit of height. Alright, let's do 1 on the radius, and let's figure out where it is so we can judge how high it needs to be. Alright, it's going to be way over there again. So let's just move it in on the X. Alright, hit Z. Alright, we'll just move it in until it touches. Okay, right there. Alright, so let's get rid of the cap segments. We don't need them. So take those down to 1. Alright, and the height's probably too much. We can do that manually. Let's just convert it to dual poly. Okay, and I'm just going to grab the outside polygon here and just move it in. Alright, like that maybe. Okay, and let's bevel this polygon. Alright, we'll take the height way down. I just want it to be sticking out just a little bit. Let's up the outline amount too. Alright, so maybe 0.07 on the height and negative 0.04. And okay. Alright, let's just chamfer this edge too. So I'm just going to control click edge. Alright, and we'll just do a chamfer and take this down just a little bit. Alright, maybe be 0.02, hit OK, and we'll grab this guy and do the same thing. Chamfer. And I might just do 0.02 again. Alright, I'm just making this up because I can't tell what it looks like. Alright, we just want to give the appearance or something there. Alright, so let's grab polygon and grab the back inside poly and just delete it. We don't need it. Okay. And then I'm going to exit polygon, and we'll just change the color here. Alright, throw the blue on. Alright, just like that. Alright, and before we go any farther, let's do a save. Alright, so we're going to need one down here as well, because we need one on both sides, so let's just shift drag or copy this over on the X. Alright, we'll do copy and OK. You can probably do this in the front view. Alright, and let's go to rotate, turn our angle snaps back on, and just rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. Alright, and then we'll just move it down to our little piece here. And just so it's just touching. Alright, I think I might just move this up. Alright, so the bottom of it is on this line here, and this one too, just so I know that they're going to be even. Okay, just at the bottom of that line. Alright, and let's grab our piece here, and I'm just going to attach these two to it. Okay, so we'll go to attach and just click on both those. Alright, just so we can copy it when we copy this piece. Alright, which we can do probably right now. And I'm going to wait to chamfer the edges until I have the whole thing put together. Okay, so let's go up to the front view. Alright, we'll use array again here, so let's go up Tools, Array. Alright, and it should still have our stuff set, so just make sure it rotates ticked on, and 360 on the Z, copy, 4 copies, and OK. Alright, and let's jump out. Okay, so just like that. Alright, not looking too bad. Alright, so let's attach all this stuff together. Alright, so if one of these pieces select, I'm just going to go to Attach, and just click on each side of the piece here. Alright, like that, and we can turn off Attach, and we can probably also go in isolation mode here, Alt-Q. Alright, so we're going to have to weld some stuff up. Okay. Let's go to Edge. Okay, I'm just going to go in here and just select the 2 edges between our 2 side pieces here. Alright, we don't want to do these guys. Alright, just the ones that run down the shaft. Okay. Oh, same with these guys here. Just going to drag through. Okay. And again, just be careful not to get anything on the back. Alright. And these guys here. Alright, you can always check and make sure you only have 8. Okay, then we'll do a loop on them. Alright, so we have 24, and then we'll control click vertex. Alright, and just weld. I'm just going to hit OK here. Alright, you can see we have 16, so that's right. Alright, so let's exit vertex. And now we're going to have to chamfer some of the edges down. Okay, but I think I'm going to do another save first, just in case we have to go back. Alright, so I wasn't planning on actually turbo smoothing this piece, but I'm thinking we might have to. I'm just going to turn off my edges with F4. Alright, you can see it's pretty faceted. Alright, and I think that's going to be, you know, probably not fixable with just the smooth modifier again. Alright, so let's put a smooth on and just see, but I don't think it's going to do much good. Alright, so we'll do a smooth and auto smooth. Yeah, that's not looking, you know, fantastic. Okay, so let's delete the smooth and turn our edges back on. Okay, so I think we'll subdivide it. Alright, so I'm just thinking here. I might actually go back to 1/4 of this and add our support edges that way, just so we don't have to do the whole thing. Okay, so let's go back to polygon in the front view, and I'm just going to select half of it again. Alright, and delete it, and then we'll select 1/4 again, and delete it. Alright, so we're just working with 1/4. Okay, so let's go to Edge. Alright, so let's do this piece first. Okay, so I'm going to grab all these guys and do a connect. Alright, we'll do 2 segments, and I'm just going to pinch them apart. Alright, let's go quite high. We'll go 99 on the pinch, and OK. Alright, let's add a couple more in the center just to help it when it smooths. Alright, so we'll do a connect, and I'm just going to do no pinch, no slide, and we'll do maybe 4 segments, and OK. Alright, and let's support our blocks here. Okay, so I'm just going to grab this one here and do a ring, and a connect. Okay, and we'll use 2, and just pinch them apart. Alright, I want this to have fairly hard edges. Alright, so I'm going to do maybe 94, and OK. And then we'll do 2 more on these guys here. Alright, ring, and connect. Alright, we'll back off the pinch a bit on these guys. Maybe 88, and OK. Alright, let's get in here. I'm just going to grab the fin up here and ring it and connect it. Alright, 2 again, and we'll just lower the pinch down. Alright, for these I might do maybe like 60, and OK. And then we'll do the same with this guy. And OK. Alright, we're probably going to need some on the inside here, and we might get a flat spot again, but we'll see. Alright, so let's grab one here, ring, connect, one segment, no pinch, and we'll just slide it over to the left. A little bit more maybe. We'll do -85 and OK. Alright, let's do the same with this one here. Alright, I'm just going to take off the minus. And just do 85 and OK. Alright, we'll need some on the inside, so let's grab this one here. Ring, connect. Alright, just going to back these ones off a little bit. Let's do maybe 75 and OK. And then one more down here. Grab this, ring, connect, and we'll do 75 again. Okay, so let's add a few around our pieces here. Alright, so back to edge, and I'm just going to grab one of these and one of these guys, and we'll do a ring and a connect. Alright, we'll do 2 segments. Alright, just going to take off the slide, and we'll just pinch them apart. Alright, we'll probably have to clean it up in a second manually. Just going to kind of get them into place. We'll do maybe 90, and hit OK. Alright, and let's jump into the left view here. Alright, just take a look. Alright, you can see it's not even, so let's go to vertex and just grab these guys here on the support edge, and we'll just move them down until they're kind of even. Alright, like that. And you can see the bottom one's pretty whacked out. Alright, so let's just grab that whole loop. Alright, loop, control click vertex. Alright, just gonna look in perspective here. Alright, we have an angled face down here, so I might just straighten these out completely, I think. Alright, so I'm going to go down and hit X on the make planar. Alright, just to straighten them out, and then we'll go into the front view. Alright, just zoom in here. Alright, so I'm going to grab these guys on the right and just move them up a bit. Okay, I'm just going to try to match the angle that we have down here. Alright, like that maybe. That should hold, I think, fine. Alright, and we'll have to do these guys here, so I'm going to do that in the top view. Alright, zoom in here on the end, grab these guys here, move them down a bit. Alright, even things out, and let's go back to edge, and grab this loop. Alright, loop, control click vertex. Okay, and then we'll go down to make planar again and hit Y. Alright, straighten them out. And we'll go into the front view. Alright, zoom in here. And again, I'm just going to grab these guys and just move them up a bit. Okay, try to match the angle, like that. Alright, so I think that should hold up fine. Okay, so let's go up and exit vertex, and we'll just put a turbo smooth on this just to check it. Alright, so turbo smooth, and we'll do 2 iterations, isoline display. Alright, hit F4. Alright, so it's holding the shape pretty good down here. As you can see that we got some crimps going along here, which we'll have to take care of. Alright, so we'll do that next. Just going to save one more time. And I know it seems like I'm saving an awful lot here, but I always figure it's just better to be safe than sorry. And you know, whenever I'm working on something complicated like this, I usually do a couple hundred saves throughout the process of building it, which is a lot, but Max does crash fairly frequently, so yeah, I always like to do it as frequently as possible. Okay, so we got some problem areas, as you can see, that we're gonna have to fix. Okay, so I'm just gonna drop into edit poly and zoom in here. Alright, so we could spread these out like we did with our other piece and see if we could get rid of those flat spots. But what I might try here is just to see if I can terminate these edges. Alright, so we'll try it. And it doesn't always work in every case, but let's see. So I'm just going to go to vertex, alright, and we'll go to target weld. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just weld the outside support edges to the center edge, okay, coming from the corner. Alright, just like that. And same with this side. Okay. And we have some triangles here, but we'll fix that in a second. Let's just go to edge, and I'm going to select the 2 outer edges on both sides. Alright, and we'll do a loop. Alright, all the way down, and we'll just control backspace and take out those 24 edges. Alright, just so we have a single edge running down. Okay, so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to remove this one and this one. Okay, control backspace. Alright, so this is actually a quad now. Okay, and we'll see if that works. I mean, in some cases it works, in some cases it doesn't. But we'll see. Alright, so let's exit edge and just hit show end result. Alright, turn off edges. Alright, so it looks like it's going to hold up. And that's a good technique to get rid of your edge loops. But again, it doesn't always work in every case. Alright, but in this case it looks like it's going to be fine. Okay, so we'll just do that because it's a lot quicker and cleaner than moving everything apart. Okay, so down to the bottom one, we'll do the same thing. Target weld. Alright, we'll just go in to the center line. Okay, and back to edge. And just get the two outside ones on each of the 3 loops there. And hit loop and control backspace. Alright, and then we want to get rid of these guys. Alright, so let's see. Turn on show end result again and just make sure it's going to be smooth enough. Alright, so it looks pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect, but I think it's good enough. We are going to have some, fins in here anyway that'll cover up some of this stuff. Okay, so yeah, we'll use that technique in this case. Alright, so I think that's supported just fine. Okay, so we can actually copy it around again. Alright, so I'm going to go back into the front view. Okay, I'm just going to delete the turbo smooth temporarily, and we'll use array again here. Alright, so tools, array. It'll remember our last settings, so we'll just hit OK. Alright, we got our copies back. Okay, and we'll attach them together. Alright, open up attach, select the 3 pieces, and hit attach. Okay, I'm just going to hit Z. Alright, and we'll go in and just weld. Alright, so I'm going to grab these 2 guys here. And these 2. Alright, again, you just want to do the 2 that are in between the tab pieces. Alright, 2 more. And these 2 guys. Alright, so just 8 and loop. Alright, control click vertex. Okay, and let's weld. Alright, you can see we have 56, and that was half of what we had, so they all welded. Okay, so let's put the smooth back on. We might be able to take out those extra edges, but we'll see. Alright, so let's go back into the modify list, turbo smooth, 2 iterations, isoline display. And we'll just take a look here. Alright, and again, you can kind of see the flat spots there. So I'm just going to drop into edit poly, go in here. Alright, and a lot of that is because we straightened out the verts when we made half of it. We went in here and we flattened this out. Okay, so we could go to vert and actually move these ones back up. But again, we are going to have a piece in between these pieces that's stuck in here, so it might actually benefit us to have this flat. Okay, but I don't think we really need these extra edges here, so let's just grab the edge down the center. Alright, this should still be selected. If not, just select those 4 and then loop them. So you have 52, and we'll just control backspace to get rid of them. Okay, and then we'll go back, turn on show end result, and just take one more look. Okay. So that'll actually give us something flat for our little fin piece to sit against. Alright, so we'll leave it in this case. Okay. So I think that's done. Alright, might have to do something with the back. I'm just going to look at the reference here. Alright, maybe we should just pull that in a little bit so we don't see an open hole. Alright, so we'll do that quickly. Alright, turn off show end result and just go to border. Okay, I'm going to select the back border. Alright, go up to scale, hold down shift, and just scale on the triangle. Alright, just in a bit. Alright, maybe just like that. Okay, and we'll just add one more support edge around the outside here. Alright, ring, connect. Alright, we'll do one no pinch. I'm just going to slide it closer to the top. Alright, maybe -75 and okay. Alright, exit edge, turn on show and result, and again the back's not going to be perfectly round, as you can see, but it's not really going to matter because we're going to have the shaft piece here butted up against that, so it'll hide it. Okay, so I think that's cool for this. Let's put our gray shader on and center the pivot point. Alright, I'm just going to call this rocket, I guess shaft or something. Okay, and again we'll do a quick save. Alright, so let's go into isolation mode, hold Q. Okay, and we'll jump out into the left view one more time. Alright, hit F3 so we can see our surface. Alright, so we gotta create these little fin pieces here. Alright, they're pretty simple. It's basically just a box with a little notch cut in it. Alright, and I can't really tell if there's any other details really on there that we need to worry about. Okay, so I think we'll do this pretty simply. Alright, we'll just use the box. Okay, so let's go to the create panel, grab a box. Alright, I'm just going to drag one out here. That's about the right size. We might have to tweak it. Alright, just give it a bit of height. Okay, and we'll go into perspective. Alright, just find it. Alright, it's over there, so let's align it with the align tool again. Alright, we'll move it up. Alright, let's go back to the left view. Just make sure it's sitting in the right spot. I'm just going to move it down a bit. Alright, so let's check the front view. I'm just going to move it over. Alright, and let's open up the modify panel. I'm just going to take the height down a bit. Alright, we just want it to fit in here into our opening. Alright, it doesn't matter if it has a little bit of space on each side. Alright, we'll do maybe 1.45 on the height. I'm just going to try to center it in between them. Okay, and let's convert it to editable poly. Alright, and just go to vertex. I'm just going to move the two bottom verts up. Alright, just so it's sitting in there like that, and we'll move these top ones down a bit. Alright, we might want to leave it sticking out just a little bit. Alright, just gonna hit Z. Alright, so just like that. Okay, and let's take another look. Alright, so it's pretty plain all the way down until the end, and then it has this little notch detail. Okay, so let's go back to the left view. Alright, change our color here. Okay, and we'll just go to edge, and I'm just going to grab these edges and do a connect. Alright, we'll do one, and we'll just slide it down. Alright, maybe I'll go about 80, and okay. Alright, and then let's chamfer this loop. Alright, chamfer. Alright, 1 might be okay, and I'm just going to hit apply. We'll lower this amount down to about half of that, 2.5. Alright, and okay. Alright, and then I'm just going to grab the verts at the top here on the middle two, and just drop them down a bit. Alright, just to give it some kind of a little notch. Alright, again, I'm not really sure exactly what it looks like. Alright, so just like that, pretty simple for this piece. Okay, so let's go into isolation mode, Alt Q. Alright, just going to export text first. Alright, I think that's all we really need to do. Let's just soften the edges up. Alright, so I'm going to select all the edges at once. Okay, and I'm just going to go into the left view and just deselect these guys here in the middle. Alright, and let's zoom in. Might look at the notch when I do this. Alright, and we'll just chamfer. Right, just going to check the bottom first. And we don't really need these guys. You could leave them selected if you want to. It's not really going to necessarily do anything. But I'll just deselect them. Okay, and chamfer. Take this down a bit. Alright, I might just do 0.1 on this piece and hit OK. Alright, so very simple. Alright, we can exit edge and exit isolation mode. Alright, so I'm just going to throw the gray on. Alright, just so I can get a better idea of how it's going to look. Alright, I'm just going to select that, hit Z. I just want to make sure the ends aren't inside our piece there, so let's go to vertex and just grab the end verts and just move them back a bit. Alright, just like that. Take one more look. Alright, I think that's probably close enough. Okay, so let's go back to the front view. Alright, we're going to have to make some copies of this. But first we're going to want to align the pivot point for this piece to the pivot point of our actual shaft. Okay, so let's go into the hierarchy tab, click effect pivot only. Okay, and then we're going to go to the align tool again and just click on that piece. Alright, just so it snaps down to the center here. And we'll say OK, and then we'll turn this off. Alright, we'll just use array again, so tools, array. Alright, same deal as before, we can just leave it and hit OK. Alright, check it out. Alright, looks pretty good. Everything seems to be in the right place. Alright, so let's do another save, now that that's done.